Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface with Emergency Az number 29. Emergency Az videos, raw reactionary type of videos to breaking news within gaming. Today, dealing with Ubisoft, or Ubisoft, whichever one you prefer. I actually like to bounce between the two, just to trigger people. And their sales of Watch Dogs 2, which are pretty atrocious, to say the least. Here in the UK, the figures have been released, and in its first week of sales, Watch Dogs 2 shifted a meager 80,000 copies. Now, you have to compare that to the release of the very first Watch Dogs game, where it shifted 380,000 copies. So we're 300,000 copies down from its original release. Now, one thing I do have to stress is that the PC version of Watch Dogs 2 has yet to release. That actually releases a week today on the 29th of November. So we do have to take a few more sales into consideration. But the simple fact of the matter is that sales are down drastically. Now, I can only say this, and I just say this through objectivity. I don't say this through malice or anything like that whatsoever. But it definitely looks like Ubisoft are getting their just desserts here. If you know anything about Ubisoft and the way that they present games to an audience, then they're pretty scummy, to say the least. They show something which looks absolutely fantastic at a convention, E3, etc. And yet when it comes to the physical release of the title, it is so downgraded, and we only get to see how downgraded it is moments before the release. So some people are kind of already committed to it, and some people would have only have seen the E3s and the games cons and the stuff like that, and they're still thinking it's going to look like that and making the purchase on the product. And it's not just Watch Dogs which has succumbed to this. Watch Dogs is one of the biggest culprits. It was touted for quite a long time. There was a lot of hype surrounding the original release of this game. It was looking absolutely fantastic. And then the downgrades on release were astronomical. And not only that, but the game itself was pretty broken. The frame rates were broken. The PC port was absolutely diabolical. It was a shambles of a game. But it shifted a load of copies based off what they had been shown off at the convention circuit, and that is really shitty. But it's not just Watch Dogs which has been part of this. We've seen huge downgrades on the on Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4. We've seen it for Rainbow Six Siege. They were drastic downgrades again on that. We've seen it with Assassin's Creed as well. And The Division is another biggie that was sold on how the engine was looking and how the game was looking, and then just prior to release, we see this massive downgrading in the whole complexity of the game, not just the graphics, but how it was actually constructed. And The Division, again, came out to a lot of hype, which died really quickly indeed when there was just a lack of anything really to do on that game. And it's something which they've been spending a lot of time in the last few months trying to rectify. So Watch Dogs 2 definitely seems to be a victim of Ubisoft's circumstance, and not just because of the way that people were very, very seriously burnt with the release of the first game, but also with this constant downgrading that they seem to be doing with virtually all of their titles. Is this now a trend where people are literally saying enough is enough? We are sick and tired of these downgrades. We don't know what we're going to get if we purchase an Ubisoft game, so we're just going to wait and see. And that could be a cautionary tale. Now, I'm not trying to rag on Watch Dogs 2 as a title, because although it has some significant flaws, the significant flaws for me tend to be in the construction of the story and the morality of the characters and how it's completely hypocritical and all that kind of stuff doesn't work. But when I play Watch Dogs 2, am I thinking to myself, God, I really want Grand Theft Auto 6. Or am I thinking, oh, they've actually got a really good premise here, they've just got to tweak and work on it? And I think it's a little bit of both. They've definitely stolen so much from GTA with the Watch Dogs series. However, in Watch Dogs 2 particularly, I really enjoyed the hacking segments. I really enjoyed the RC. I really enjoyed using the drone. I liked the way that you had to work out the puzzles to find the hack points, to get into areas, to access areas, how you could get rid of security guards and all this kind of jazz. It was well constructed in that avenue. But trust is a huge thing, especially when you're asking people to part with a lot of money, because games do cost a lot of money at the end of the day. And if you are not producing a product, or if people are unsure of what product you're going to produce based off your past history of essentially bullshitting people, then it is going to have an impact on your sales. It is going to have a dramatic impact on your sales. And I do think Watch Dogs 2 is a victim of this. And I feel sorry for the developers and the programmers that have obviously put a lot of time and effort into this game, which has been bags of fun for me. But I can fully understand why people have stayed away while they're probably waiting for a lot of reviews to come out, not just certain reviews from certain areas where you probably don't even buy what they're saying anyway, because the likelihood is they have these special relationships, shall we say, with the gaming developers company, so you really don't know what you're getting. I myself, I don't receive any review copies for games. I purchase the game myself, then I play it, then I give you a first impression, or if I complete it, I do a full review on the product. And Watch Dogs 2 is a great little game. It is a great little game that you'll likely have a lot of fun with, but it's going to be interesting to see if people genuinely stay away from this title and maybe start to pick it up if it drops a little bit in price, or if quite a few people are going to be waiting for the PC release, or if people are just sick and tired of Ubisoft's bullshit and they said, no, tough shit. You keep on mis-selling us products, we're going to stay away from your products now, and we're going to be looking in other areas. So it'll be interesting to think what you guys feel in the comment section down below. Please do drop a comment, and I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do get a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming links. They're in the description down below, and I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Hi, everybody. It's Az here from HeelvsBabyface in the Bay Area, he says with a question mark, in San Francisco on Watch Dogs 2, of course.